All right, so I do believe that I'm already being live streamed. My sound should be coming through clear. Yes, okay, I'm already live streaming. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and we're gonna get started. Let me go to it. I do believe that I'm already live streaming. Good, good, good. So I'm gonna turn my sound off on my computer. And I like the sound, I like the energy we have. So I'm going to go ahead and ensure that we just share the screen, jump right into this training. It's going to be so much fun. Okay. It's going to be so much fun. So let me go ahead and go to the screen share. Boom shakalaka and zoom it and share screen. All right. Hey, I know you guys are probably coming in and wondering what's going on. Well, I definitely got to share the screen so that you guys, everyone can see. Perfect. And boom. All right. So I want to make sure I'm going to go to my cell phone to make sure it's coming through really good. Yes, yes, yes. All right. I'm inside the group. 53 members in counting. All right. And 3 people are live. Hey, Faith, I see you. Listen, drop some ones. It's your turn now. Perfect. We are in there. So I've been live for about 2 minutes. So thank you for those who have extreme patience. Let me see how I sound. Oh, I'm coming through this device, so you can't hear me. So give me a 1 if I'm coming through clear, Faith. Let me make sure that I'm coming through good before I start training, because I can see your comments. I just want to make sure I'm coming through really, really good here. Oh, and it's actually, all right, listen, tag a friend if you have a friend in here. It's actually, it has my words. So it's okay, good. We're good. It's at the bottom is closed cap. There we go. It's closed captioning my words. So it's your turn now. 5-day positioning masterclass. This is day number 1. We covered the introduction yesterday. So good. Thank you guys for joining. Let me go ahead and close up Facebook. I won't be able to see your comments for those of you who are there. And for those of you who are inside of the VIP, check the inbox. If you signed up for VIP, check the inbox so that you can join me in the Zoom room. We'll be done by 12 o'clock. I'm going to go through this as quickly as possible. It's a lot of information to review. It's a lot of information to review, but I want to make sure that my VIPs have the ability to jump right on in here. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that link inside the T Like a Boss room. VIP room is open. Okay. So seriously, I told you guys, join T Like a Boss. You'll be able to be in here and actually get your questions answered. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this. It's your turn now. Is the free masterclass, 5 days. It's always going to be free. So for those of you watching the replay, if you decide to join a VIP today, or you decided to join a VIP a year from now, you're always going to be a part of a fresh showing up of the VIP. You'll always have access to the course. And just know it's going to be something absolutely insane going forward. So you can go to tlikeaboss.com if you'd like to join. You can go to tlikeaboss.com, and I'll go ahead and get that to my assistant, Ryan. Yep, so she can go ahead and be dropping that inside of the group. Perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna have her come in I'm gonna have her get admin access, so that she can also add links. So with that being said, let's go to the second part. The VIP should be coming through any moment now. I made sure of that. And also made sure that when they come in, that everything that they will be muted. So really important to me that you guys mute all upon entry and don't allow them mute cue. Okay. Now with that being said, yesterday we covered the intro, and with the intro, what we did is we kind of did a breakdown of what a movement is. We did two intros. The first one is being deleted because this is a masterclass that's evergreen. This is an evergreen masterclass. Okay, meaning I don't want it to be like a challenge. I don't want to be like, do this today and tomorrow we'll get this. It doesn't matter. If you're watching this now, watching this a year from now, this is going to be a deep dive training into the essence of launching a movement. Now, what qualifies me to do this? I'm just going to keep the screen here for another minute while people are jumping in here. What qualifies me to do this is that I've been a movement maker for about 8 years now. I have been able to successfully create a following, so to speak, energy, so to speak, and I've been able to produce money, absolutely, to the tune of about $900,000 in revenue. And I've been able to do it in a way where people don't even really know my face, but they may even know the movement before they know me. When I first started, I started as a Queen's Worth, and that was 65,000 followers in a year. And then I started going live the next year. And when I started going live the next year, there's some people started kind of really seeing my face, and they started to really know who I was. But the movement already had legs. It was already a faceless brand. It was already growing like wildfire. Man, people loved it. And women loved it. And I was making money. I was making about $100,000 a year, slow and steady. All right, slow and steady. I was making six figures a year from home behind the movement. I have about 100,000 followers on Instagram, 130,000. I'm sorry, 130,000 followers on Instagram, 100,000 on Facebook, and I've made quite a bit of money. So I understand the essence of building a movement, launching it with great influence, and producing income with it. So how to sell. All of these diverse pieces go into building a movement, right? And so we're going to go ahead and cover this now. Let's go to the next page, okay? Now, day one is what's in a name. Day number one, what's in a name? When you're looking to launch a movement, people think that names don't matter, or they think that the name should be something that feels good to them when a little bit, maybe a little, it should feel good to you. But honestly, it's so much bigger than it feeling good to you. You want to be able to create something, right? You want to be able to build something that feels good to the individual coming into the movement, that they can connect with, okay? So day one is what's in a name. We're going to cover this intimately today. These are the four things that we're going to cover in day one. I want you to keep up with me. Is names have energy. We're going to discuss that on the first section. Section number two of this day is going to be types of names for your programs. Like, what are the types of names? What do they mean? What kind of energy do they carry? We're going to go over so many of them today. I'm just going to go through each one, and we're going to convey the energy. How do I know when I'm listening to an individual how to name their program, how to create their design, if for those who decide to do the t-shirts, how to be able to help them structure their book, and then help them to take it to the next level to where they start producing income. How do I do that? Language, words, everything has energy. And so the types of names for your program actually are important as well. Okay. We're going to talk about in part number three of this day, in section number three, how to select the right name for your programs. Okay. How to select the right name. Yes, there is a right name. There is an aligned name. There's a name that when you hear it, and when your ideal member, client, when they hear it, your event attendee, when they hear it, they're going to know that this is for them. They're going to be there. Being so apt and accurate that even as you name something, the people who come say, oh, I was thinking about this. Oh, I was thinking about this morning, or I was praying about this last night, or this word has been floating around for days. You're right, I've been feeling it. What is this? So naming is important, okay? And the result when it comes to communicating your message to the marketplace in a way that we're going to discuss what happens after we select the right name. What essentially is the next step? What's the result? Why are we focusing a whole day on naming a program when it feels like that's the least of our worries? But it's because we name it. And when we're going through the naming process, the biggest mistake I see when people go through the naming process is they focus on something that might be popular, Are they, they focus, they overthink sometimes about, the cutesy feel of it. But then when it comes to the person connecting, when they go and release it, it they don't see anyone coming into the program. They don't see anybody responding. And it's like, well, what am I missing? I thought it was an amazing name. I thought it conveyed well what I did, because you were overthinking about the name, and you were thinking on such a level that you were thinking of popularity. You were thinking of making sure your message came across, and all of those low-key controls were conveyed even in that name. You and your frustration were conveyed in that name, instead of being open and allowing a name to come forth that was aligned to the individual that you want to attract. Okay, we gotta turn it from you to the people. As a messenger, you gotta turn it from you to the people, which is hard when you think, well, Livy, I thought, the message was something that I'm standing on, something I believe in. It is. So let's say that you are going into a new city and you know what your message is, but this city has a certain language, a certain energy, a certain vibe. You may have the perfect solution for them within you, but if you don't communicate it to them in a language they can understand, you will have something, they will need that something, but they will never take action on what you have because you're not communicating with them. That's what messaging does. It bridges the gap between the idea of the program you have, the idea of the movement you have, and it shifts it into it actually being something that the people have now, that they respond to, and that you start to see results. Messaging embodies what the people that are coming, not because you're not being true to yourself, but you're being true to yourself in communicating it well. It's an and, it's not either or. You're being true to yourself in communicating well how this impacts them, how it transforms them, how it changes them. So we're going to talk about the end result. What happens after you understand the energy? You look at the type of program, the type of name, that's like the name structure, and then you select the right name. What are the results? So 4 sections today. Okay, let's go to the next page. Now, these are all one sliders, and they only need to be one sliders because I'm a talker. Okay, I might stop this screen share, I might pick up a new screen share, give you a couple of examples. Okay, so names have energy. Psychology, your ideal clients, followers, and members will respond to the energy of the name of your movement. Okay, psychologically is what that should say. Your ideal clients, followers, and members will respond to the energy of the name of your movement. Okay, so let's go ahead and give you some live examples. I'm going to come with the examples right now so that you can see it. Give me a few moments. And we are pick up a couple of movements that I think we all know. Okay, we all know some of them are a little newer. Okay, oh yes, yes, okay. Oh God, I got some good ones. These are all in the same spaces. For those who are in here and for those who are new, I might introduce you to some new movements. But even as these names are coming forth, they're powerful. Okay. Okay. Yes. Yep. And one more. I loved it. Yep. Right. And I'm gonna. God, I got. It's so many that are coming forth right now. I'm only gonna pick up 2 more. I want her website. I don't see her website. Okay, got it. Yep. Boom, got it. Okay, yes. One more and then we're good. Okay. I know I'm getting excited. Y'all got to get excited. You don't have to get excited with me, but just saying. Okay, let's go ahead and share the screen while that one is coming up here. Let's go ahead and screen share. Now, the first movement that we all know of is called 10X. I love me some 10X. This is a co-founder. I don't know who he is, but 10X is created by Grant Cardone. Okay. We know Grant Cardone, right? Like, but this is a brand new thing he's done. 10X HVAC Summit, 10X Business Advisor, powered by Cardone. Okay, let me go back. I'm like 10X your business. Now, this entire movement is about what? Scaling. Immediately. You can already see it's about scaling. So when you think of 10X, you think of Grant Cardone, you think of the movement. This is a movement that had energy. 10X has energy. Like, he is really a driver of production. Boom. Okay. So that's 10X Grant Cardone. That's one example of a movement that has energy that's important. It doesn't have no other words on it. So because it has no other words on it, and we're going to touch on this later, this movement can be about real estate. It can be about business. It can be about entrepreneurship. It can be about marriage. It can be about your life. He can get into anything, your wellness, fitness. Like, he created a name, a movement that was expansive. 10X your business, 10X your income, 10X your life. You understand? So 10X was so vast. Notice he didn't use his name to brand this movement. He used three letters and numbers. That's it. 10X. Right? So let's keep going. That's Grant Cardone. I'm going to give you the next one, okay? This is one of the people I've worked with personally. His name is Pedro Adao. You may not know Pedro Adao, but one thing you do know is 100X. 100X is a kingdom entrepreneurship movement. The people love them so that this woman is called Mama Suzette, and this man is called Papa P. People come into this movement and find a family because the messaging, the energy, the mindset, the numbers, 100X. So he has 100X. He can get into real estate. I can guarantee you in the next 2 years, if he doesn't get into real estate, I'll be shocked. He's into entrepreneurship. He helps the 100X businesses, the 100X Academy, 100X merch is where I'm on their merchandising store. 100X certification, 100X Academy, acceleration, everything is 100X. So he did the same thing that Grant Cardone did. He opened it up in a way where the movement, it became so much more dynamic and diverse, and he can grow into it. He can grow into 100X for the next decade. He cannot outgrow 100X. There is no way that he can outgrow 100X. It's too vast, too powerful. Merchandising, real estate, land ownership, investments, 100X holdings, business holdings. He can do all of this because 100X is his. Are y'all hearing me? And these people all are people. Like, I've never been a part of one of these pictures, but I've been at the events a couple of times. Okay. That's 100X. He makes $10 million a year from a movement that was created spur of the moment to respond to a need. What's in the name? Are y'all starting to get what I'm saying by how important the naming is? That the names have energy. So those are two examples there. Let's go to advance your reach. Look, even his little icon up here, his little favicon, is a microphone. He's on the stage. He's people are speaking. Microphones. His whole thing is helping people advance their reach. And he has enough faces now where it's not even just his face. This is a movement. So it wasn't even about him, but the person who created it, like you don't even know which one created it. All these faces he has, but that's your guy right there. Pete Vargas, okay, is your dude who created this. But it was expansive enough where people could come into the movement and it can grow, advance your reach. It was a call to action. It is a movement. Your message matters, right? To help our clients impact a billion people through a million stages by December 31st. Okay, so great guy. Might want to connect with him one day, might not. Okay, let's go to the next one. Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within. I know Tony Robbins, but many of you probably don't even know about Unleash the Power Within. It is his movement. Oh, come on, I need y'all to catch it. Unleash the Power Within is his movement. It's his signature event. You see that word? Signature event. But it's also a movement. Also can be a book. Also can be ... There is no limit because he made the movement a call to action. Unleash the Power Within is a call to action. It is powerful. And a woman co-signed this, and she started Unleash Her Power Within for women. And Tony Robbins backed her recently, has backed her, even though people may think he got some things going on with women's empowerment. He may not be the best fit for that kind of thing. She is a good fit. She has done events and she has come into his movement because there was so much room to grow into it. A leader was born in the movement. Are we catching this? I just want y'all to flow with me, okay? So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Uncloned. This is by the phenomenal Audria Richmond. Okay, so she has the Uncloned registered mark launch circle today. I don't even know what that's. It's probably a membership. So if I go to Uncloned launch circle, okay, she is hiring 10 people even today. I just read her post this morning. Her company is hiring 10 people. The only marketing membership, yes, it's a membership. So how did I know it was a membership before I even tapped on it? Let's go back to the banner before. I'm teaching y'all about movements, okay? If you go to the banner before, it says Uncloned Launch Circle. Uncloned Launch Circle. And if you can join it today, that means it's evergreen. If you can join it today, that means it's powerful. If you can join it today, you understand what I'm saying? That means that there's something to it. Are y'all catching this? I want to see some comments. I'm going to come back and I'm going to check your comments now. Now that I got this. Okay, let's go ahead and check your comments. Okay, because I want to see them. I see 9 comments. I don't see a lot of comments, but good. I see the comments. I've checked your comments. Yes, they come into the movement and find a family, Ryan. They come in and they find a family. So I want y'all to make sure y'all can still hear me. I'm going back and forth on my phone to check things out. But Uncloned Launch Circle. You can join it right now. Evergreen, right now, today. There's no, you don't have to wait until January 1st to join it. Some people do. They actually have annual enrollment periods, like Tribe. Stu McLaren has Tribe. But Audrey Richmond dropped in my spirit because she indeed has a movement. So all of these, look at this. Look at all her courses, workshops, bundle, how to launch in a month, replays, okay? Digital products, boot camp. So she's literally walking out what I'm teaching you guys. And I'm going to show you later on in this presentation where we go through all those different words, bundle, boot camp, like audit bundle, social media website audit bundle, okay? An autographed copy of her book. Are you ready for, yes, are you ready to receive the money? Come on, I love this. Oh, another book, Amazon best-selling book, $15, Uncloned, 7 epic rules for owning your SHIT, okay? How to create a brand that pays, the introductory class, $100. Like, look at this page is probably a great example of everything we're going to talk about later today. A checklist, okay? Toolkit. Oh, I love toolkits. So digital products, toolkits. Some of you will be great, especially you, Ryan, with doing digital products as toolkits, okay? So last but not least is my beautiful Scope sister, okay? She started on Scope, but she grew. 1K one day. 1K one day is so memorable. Instead of hopping in your vehicle of choice and driving down to campus with 1K one day, all you need to do is show up for class, to visit the Inherent Learning Center and log into the classroom portal for your cohort. All class materials are housed. So she has it taken this, she's done this 8 or 9 times. She's done this thing. Annual sometimes I think she's only done it annually. So in the last 8 years, she's probably done this rounds of it, round 1, round 5, round 9 of 1K one day. She did it by lunch. So in 6 months, she made $1 million in her business. Personal development and business education empire. Love it. Okay. Who is it for? I have a business. I want to make sure the structure is sound. I love my full-time job, but I want to. So now she has a wait list. She has a wait list, and she has phenomenal client results. 1K one day is her movement. Are y'all getting it? She can do 1K one day live, 1K one day summit. She could do, because her movement is the name became the energy. Now I'm going to stop the share. I wanted to give all of you those examples simply because that's the power of understanding that the names have energy when you're building a movement, when you're launching a movement. And if you don't have a movement yet, create one that is easily identifiable, that people can come into, that if you decide you want to step back, you don't have to, you can make it your intellectual property, and other people can come in, like what Grant has done, like what Advance Your Reach, what Pete Vargas has done. He's had other faces step on the scene and really be able to dominate. Mind Valley is another one that I love. I love me some Mind Valley in the way that no matter what, he makes sure Lisa Nichols is on his stage, okay? He makes sure that representation's on his stages. He decided he didn't want to be just a software owner of Mind Valley, the software, teaching company. He decided he wanted to be a speaker. Boom, done. I'm showing you guys how to build movements, and this is free. This training right here is free. If you are serious about joining with me and being with me, where you can get this kind of teaching every week for perpetuity, meaning lifetime access, you can go ahead and join now for $197, T like a boss. I'm going to have Ryan drop that link, and I'm going to actually pin her link to this video, because if you have not joined the VIP yet, join it now. You can join it at any time in the future. No scare tactics here. I don't need to do any scare tactics. Quite frankly, I don't need to do scare tactics. I'm sorry, I was looking at myself. Let me look at the camera. I've been in business a long time. Honestly, I've been in business a long time. And I've done it where I've only done 2-day options where you had 2 days to sign up and it was it. And those were $1,500, $2,500 investments. But for this upgrade, for those who really want to be able to get help and be able to meet with me every Tuesday night, long term, there is a very easy, very entry level, but very prolific investment of $197 to upgrade from here to the weekly meetings. Now, mind you, I am still going to meet with you a couple extra days this week for those of you that join, because on Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday, maybe not, but Thursday, Friday for sure, you're going to get 2 days with me for those of you who upgrade, because what I want to do is I want to work with you individually on your messaging, not just a t-shirt training, because the t-shirt training is going to be, every Tuesday night we're doing a t-shirt training, and every Tuesday night I'm walking through, like it's an actual course. Yes, it's an actual course. And this is an actual masterclass that is forever free, lifetime access for this one. But this one-time investment of $197 will place you into a group that has more open posting, more engagement, more energetically aligned to those who are ready to really launch a movement. Some of you are already influencers, some of you are not. That is okay. This is an even playing ground. I don't know where to look on my thing, so we looking crazy, but we looking, okay? Let's go ahead and get back to the presentation, because there's some good stuff, right? Let me know if this is some good stuff. Let's go ahead and just say good. Say this is good. Like, just go ahead and start typing it in if this is good to you, and I'll get to the next part, okay? Whew. All right, thank you, Ryan. I just pinned it. Okay. Let me go ahead and exit out of there. Now, I'm going to get back to this screen share, to this really epic presentation where I have absolutely, yes, I took a minute or two yeah, while we were in here, I corrected the spelling, because I just didn't want that to negatively impact the quality of this masterclass. So Names have energy. Psychologically, your ideal clients, followers, and members will respond to the energy of the name of your movement, right? So names have energy, all right? Just keep that in mind. And I've given you some beautiful examples like Unclone, 1K one day, 10X, 100X, Advance Your Reach, Unleash the Power Within. Phenomenal examples, right? So let's go next to the next one. Now, types of names for your programs. Whew, this is a lot, but we're going to walk through it. I hope y'all got pen and paper, because then you're going to decide from this point forward. Like, I didn't even include the word masterclass. Lord God, that should have been there. So we are going to, it's some that are not here that I'm going to drop. I'm going to actually cover the ones that are not here first. Now, when you saw on Audrey Richmond's Uncloned Media Marketing, Uncloned Marketing page, Uncloned Marketing, when you saw that, even her name, Uncloned, right, which means individual, right, individual, uncloned, separated from the pack, standing out, right? And then marketing. So her whole thing is a marketing empire, marketing, business, coaching. She has very much niched down with a name without needing to focus on women or men or race or age or color. Okay. She has very much created a business that is expansive, but focuses specifically on marketing. That's all the niche that she needs, to be honest. It really is all the niche that she needs. But sometimes people want the niche because they want to use Facebook ads. Facebook ads require you to niche because there's like over 1 billion people on the platform. You have to be specific to reach the right people. But your name can be expansive enough for more people come. So that's toolkit, right? You saw the word toolkit. Toolkit on her page means this is a box in the mind of the psychologically in the mind of the person. If you say, hey, here's my how to lose weight toolkit. Here's my, 5 steps to financial freedom toolkit. In their mind, they know that they're getting a whole bunch of tools, like a kit that they can put around their belt, whether it's a virtual toolkit, whether it's a toolkit you mail out. Toolkit has an energy. You get it? Toolkit has an energy. When they say, oh, here's the Live Your Life bundle. So what's included in the bundle? Because it's more than one thing. That's what I mean by, the types of names for your programs and digital products. Man, this is good. This is good. So live training. This is a live training, but this live training it could have been a challenge. It could have been a summit. It could have been a masterclass, okay? A challenge, write that down. A summit or a masterclass. All of those have energy. I feel like there's so many more words. If there's another word that I didn't cover that's here, you're welcome to drop that word right now in the comments. But I am actually going to, I almost feel like I just want to add more to this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to exit out of the screen share, and I'm going to add more to this because I want this to be comprehensive. So let's go up. Let's go up, back to page 5. Okay, so we're gonna type them in because I don't want to miss anything. Okay, challenge. Okay, summit, man. Retreat. And what was the other one? Masterclass. Yes, we gotta have masterclass. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over all of these now, and I'm actually gonna do it in a very unique way. Okay. So I'm gonna change the color and underline each one I cover. All right. So yellow, underline. Live training. What does live training mean? Live training essentially means you are showing up in some capacity live. Whether it be a live, all of these can be live, but all of these can be virtual. Okay. A masterclass, private coaching, small groups, boot camps, academy, school, accelerators, intensive. All of these can be live trainings, right? Live training, virtual trainings, all of them can be virtual trainings. Okay. Virtual trainings, and this is why you use it. Instead of saying online only, say virtual access. Your language when you're saying, hey, virtual access it 24/7 anywhere in the world. You get it? You want to always denote that if it's virtual access, they can access it anywhere on the planet. Instead of just saying, oh, you're missing out because the live part is with me, but you only got to get the online ticket. Instead of making people feel like they're missing out on something, you change the language so they feel like they're joining into something. So you say, we're meeting in person at the summit in 2023. And guess what? We're also giving you a virtual access option. So for those of you who want to join from anywhere in the world, you can do it. You don't have to miss out on this. You can jump in and decide that you want to be there. Y'all see the difference? You see the energy shift? I want you to just catch that energy shift, okay? Now, virtual access, basically online access. Let me go ahead and turn that one yellow, but we've already covered that one, okay? And underline because it's already covered. Now, challenge. Oh God, I love challenges. Challenges are something where you are essentially going to encourage that person to do something, to shift their mindset, to take action right then and there. So a challenge is something where you're like, okay, we're going to do a 5-day challenge. And at the end of that 5 days, you're going to have this new transformation in 5 days. You're going to be this new person in 5 days. You're going to have this new mindset in 5 days. If lose 5 pounds in 5 days, it's a challenge. And the reason why it's a challenge is because it challenges the individual to do something different. So live training events or virtual access events that are challenges essentially have a journey that you're taking them on, short but sweet. It serves as a taste and see. So if you really want to give them a taste and see, challenges work. Challenges work, I promise you. But then it's very much time limited, and then they have to take an action. So you have to do the challenge again to get new people. It's basically a more integrated, experiential type of event. And if you decide to do that, then more than likely it's not going to be evergreen unless you decide to do what some people do and do challenges via email. Oh, here's the first day of the challenge via email. The second day, the third day via the challenge via email. But it misses something. It's not a true challenge in that it misses the connection. It's missing the face to face, the journey of building people together. Challenges are a perfect way of launching movements. I'm gonna say this again. Challenges are a perfect way of launching movements because the people that go through that 5-day, 7-day, 21-day, 30-day experience, whatever the length, 3-day challenge, as they're going through and they're doing the work and they're investing their time, they're getting to know other people. They're feeling like they're a part of something bigger than them because it's a challenge with so many other people doing the exact same thing on the exact same path. And you are going to sell whatever your back end offer is. Why did I not want to make this a challenge? Remember from my recordings, for those of you who've gone through the guides and you're watching this as a day one, we covered it yesterday in the pivot part. We did a quick 10-minute pivot video, pivot without apology. And if you watched that video already, I kind of explained why I didn't want this to be a challenge. It's because I understand the power of it. I've made $100,000 in 6 weeks doing a challenge. In 6 weeks, I've made people's annual salary from their corporate jobs after 8 years of education and getting to the top of the management chain. I've made that in 6 weeks, a month and a half from doing challenges. The problem is it's not sustainable. You have to keep doing it because when done well and done live and done with high energy, either live, in person or live virtual, either way, either way, it works and must be done over and over again to get new people cycling through. Nothing wrong with that, but I decided I'd like to make it a master class. With that, we're going to skip over summit and retreat right now. We're going to jump over to master class. Why? Because master classes can almost be like webinars, okay? And that's another one I didn't cover, so I'm just going to put webinars right by it. Master classes can be like webinars. Oh, I know this is good. If this is good, drop it, because listen, webinars 24/7, people can watch it. It could be a live webinar, it could be a replay webinar, whatever the case, okay? But with this being said, the master class, man, I feel God. The master class energy is one that is more evergreen for me. I know what my intention is for this group. I know I want thousands of women and men to come through this training over the next year, thousands and thousands and thousands to come through this and decide whether or not they want to remain in this space, which they can remain forever. It's just going to be little to no engagement. I might put up a weekly post here, a weekly like little thing here, but the real energy is going to be for those who join T Like a Boss. Drop that link again for me, Ryan. So for those who join T Like a Boss and they upgrade, that space is going to be more open because energetically you've made an investment, a commitment to doing something different, right? And for those of you who are like, man, $200 is a drop in the bucket. Okay, buy the pair of shoes then for the $200. Basically, buy them. the T like a boss upgrade. You know, it's nothing to you. I do the same thing. I drop $100, $200 all the time on little things with the recordings. Drop it and then join into the group. Even if it's a small paid group, it is so much different from doing free groups. It is just different energetically. It's more open, it's more varied. And so you'll be able to post openly. You can't post in this group. You can't do your own posts. You can't really do any introductions. I realized that that energy was not really aligned to this space, and it makes sense. People who come for free and stay for free and who don't really take action, energetically, there's no demand on themselves to do something different. I hope you take that away for those of you who are leaders. I am doing this as a taste and see, okay? And the birthing of a movement that I am releasing in 2023. But I know I'm bringing value as if this was paid, because I know I'm sowing. I'm putting things in the ground, and I know that 1,000 people from now, 3,000 women from now, 10,000 people from now, as they go through this training, they're going to see it. They're going to see the revelation. They're going to begin to see how they're a movement maker, and they're going to decide whether or not to join T like a boss or not. And if they decide that they don't want to join T like a boss because they don't want to do t-shirts, then I understand they're not aligned. And the reason why they're not aligned is because if you have so much ego that you don't want to even join a 197 investment to have lifetime access to movement making training every Tuesday night, then I don't want you connected to me. Maybe you're not ready, and maybe it's not 12 o'clock for you. But when it's 12 o'clock for you, when the clock and when the clock lines up and it's time, that means that you're ready, you're coachable, you don't have that kind of ego that feels like you're too good for something, then you are ready. Like, you've stepped into true leadership, right? True leadership, truly guiding and shifting, which is why the T like a boss upgrade is only $197 and it's lifetime access. No monthly subscription needed because of that. Because I already know I'm not looking to do a monthly membership. It's just not my energy. I have a monthly podcast I do, people pay for a monthly, but an actual membership, mm-mm. This is for me, this is different. I'd like it to be where I show up every Tuesday night with nothing required from you or me, because you've already made your energetic investment. I show up every Tuesday night. I'm dropping nuggets for the movement makers. I'm answering live questions. We'd have those office hours. And if for people who want to upgrade, or they want to join the school, or they want to join the full-on academy, for influencers, for influence, they will have that support, and they'll be able to upgrade, or they'll be able to go all in into the academy whenever they want to. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a strategy to this. So this is why we changed it to a masterclass, because that is more sustainable, and it opens up flow for me to be able to show up as my best self. Webinars are the same thing. I could do a one-time webinar that's basically just a 1.5 hour thing, and sell a $3,000 product on the back end. Dan Henry has done this. Dan Henry literally made over $40 million with a webinar, and it was the same True Blue webinar. How to use Facebook ads. He taught people how to use Facebook ads to be able to help local businesses. The boy took off. Okay. So I love me some Dan Henry. I love leaders, period. Listen, I don't know him like that, but I love the way he has shown up in his business. Okay. So Summit, let's go back to Summit. A summit is a gathering place. It is a place, and when you think of summit, right, you think, okay, 2, 3, 4 speakers. Oh, we're going to the summit. We're going to the event. It carries the energy of meeting someone at a certain place. So a summit in a city, a summit, location, it carries a different energy, right? Versus a retreat, which is also a gathering thing. But a retreat is like, oh, I'm going to rest. I'm going to get into a space. I'm going to learn. But the energy is going to be more laid back. Summits and retreats are almost like one half of the same coin. Summit is like, hey, come, we're going to the Adventure Reach Summit. We're going to the 10X Summit. We're going to have all these speakers, 10X conference even, right? Summit, conference, retreat. Man, I feel like it's so many. And so I just want to kind of show you what's in the name. This is important. What's in the name? You got to know what you're creating has certain energy. So I kind of covered conference. So I'm just going to make it yellow, underline it. And I only have a few more minutes, so I'm going to do my best to go through this. We kind of covered retreat, relaxation, rest, restoring energy. So if you are trying to do a business event and you call it a retreat, it's probably going to be a mismatch energetically. If you're wanting men and women to come who are ready to put in the work, retreat is not the right word. It's just not the right name. Okay, we're getting into the next section, but I just kind of want you to know that. All right. All right, let's keep going. So I've covered summit, covered retreat, covered masterclass, covered webinar, recorded classes. We don't have to cover that. You can record all of these things. Recorded classes versus an actual course. Like basically recorded classes in a course are almost the same thing to me. So the T Like a Boss program is a membership in a course together. It is a lifetime membership. It is like a 8, 9, 10 module course, but it's a lifetime membership. So it's a hybrid of these two things. It's a membership and it's a course. All right. Workshops, self-explanatory. Come in, let's learn a certain thing, let's do a certain thing, speakers workshop, writing workshops. It's something built around a technical skill. Okay. Books, ebooks are a great way to have a low $15, $25 barrier. You saw that on Audrey's page on Clone Marketing. A great way to have those uh, low ticket buys, 15, 25, to give people a taste and see. And for some people, that one thing is going to be enough for them. They're going to shift. They're going to shift. Okay. So private coaching, we already know you walk along with someone, it's exclusive, it's connected, it's intimate. Private coaching. Okay. Small groups and boot camps. Small groups and boot camps. A small group is almost therapy coaching. That's the energies. Hey, we have a business small group, or we have a therapy, or we have a healing small group, or an alcoholic anonymous small group, or we have the small group energy is we have a sex addict small group, whatever. Okay. The small group is for those people who really want intimacy, but they also want to be a part of something too. They want the one-to-one help. So these are often things that you may have a small group that has a private coaching component. Okay. So if you say, hey, this is the relax and get fit small group, right? Or this is the get fit true you small group, then they may know that they're going to be exercising every week with you with only 12 people. It's a small group. Boot camps. I love boot camps. Work, energy, come ready to learn, come ready to do, come ready to be challenged. Boot camps, right? And military energy, right? Like you want to remember that. Like 8-week boot camp, 10-week boot camp, 20-week boot camp, 5-day boot camp. It could be anything. Are y'all getting it? I'm going to cover academy in school now. Academy denotes learning process. Institution. It's something that you want to use for leaders who maybe are starting on their journey, because most people won't do an academy if they feel like they graduated from the academy level. So you got to be very careful about using that. For instance, B School is something that was created by Marie Folio. All right, maybe say her name wrong. All right. And with B School, she taught thousands of entrepreneurs how to get their businesses together. But someone who's already making several $100,000 a year probably would never have joined B School. It would have been beneath them in a sense. Now that they were too good for it, but that it wasn't an aligned fit for where they were going. There's a difference between you feeling like you're too good for something, and then you feeling like, okay, B School sounds dope. You know, funnel school sounds amazing. Sales school, okay, I'm in it. Let's do it. You know, it's going to be a learning process, but the school versus academy energy really does matter. Okay. Accelerators. Oh my gosh, I love accelerators. Why? Because you can do a 30-day accelerator and be done. I've done them before. I've done live stream accelerators where I've stuck with people for 30 days and helped them become better live streamers and make their first $10,000. I've done it, and it's really fun to do it, to help people in accelerators. I've done kind of all of these to a certain degree. I've never done a summit. That's the only thing I've not done. I've not done a summit, and I've not done a conference. So I've done everything else on this list. I've done and not an academy. So summit, conference, academy. Those are the only 3 things I've never done. I've done accelerators. I've done intensives, deep dives, everything. So an accelerator carries the energy that you're going to get them there fast. It's going to get them. It's going to get you there fast. So it's an accelerator. That means you want to get there as fast as possible. $5,000 accelerator, you know, kind of thing. Okay. Academy, school, those are, you know, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 investments. When you think about the energy around those three things, intensives can be 90 minutes, 3 hours. VIP days, very close to that. So intensives are basically, we're going to be really focused on these things, and by the time we're done, you're going to have solutions. Intensives are my favorite way of showing up. I've done 2-hour intensives, I've done 3-hour intensives, I've done 4-hour intensives, and I interchange that between intensive and VIP day, because intensives can be a great group of people. VIP day for me is one-to-one. Intensive is a VIP day. I want y'all to connect that. Intensive, like we're going to get there fast. You're going to come in one way and leave out better in this way. This is how things are going to change in this 4-hour period. And that's often $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 investment people pay. I've had people pay upwards of 12,500, 12,500 to come into an intensive with me. That is one-to-one. Okay. Now, deep dives. Let's go ahead and shift. Deep dives. Deep dives are close to intensives, but it's a different name, because that means you're going to be learning a lot. Like today is almost close to a deep dive into the naming of programs. I had no idea it was going to be this deep, but it is. And it really is important that we understand what a deep dive is. We're going to go deep. We're going to pull some stuff up. There might be some discovery, but we're going to have fun. Okay. Last but not least, oh my gosh, I feel like there's so many of them. Incubator. Incubator. Incubator denotes you go out, and you come back in. It's an incubator. You go out, you come in, and then you go out one way. You know, incubators is like it's a way for you to hold people, hold babies going to incubators when they're in the NICU, things like that. It's a way to help you to grow. So if I say, hey, this is a messaging incubator, that means that you're coming in and you're leaving out with your messaging being perfected. It's an incubator, right? I love that, because you can have certain leaders, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 leaders, come in and contribute their expertise to the incubator of 50 to 100 people, or you could do an incubator in a weekend. Days and times, you could do a 3-day incubator, a 5-day incubator, a 90-day incubator. It's up to you. But you know that there's a development going on. There's a development, there's a processing, that the person comes out refined, renewed, brand new, etc. Okay. Now let's go down. Let me go to the screen share. God, it's crazy. I just did that live. Okay. Now, how to select the right name for your programs. We always start with the end in mind. Of mind? Yeah, okay, that works. This is the way to create a movement that can grow over time and isn't limited by something that should be a one-time event, not the full scope of your movement. For example, you're like, okay, I'm going to call this the red shoe incubator or something. Okay, you're going to call it the red shoe incubator, or the make your first $5,000 incubator, or your branding incubator. Okay. And you call it something like create more you or something.com. So the Create More You incubator is about the person growing, becoming more alive, becoming more energetic. They're looking to become a creator, a generator. Are they generators looking to really focus their idea, whatever, right? And you do the incubator, and then you do another incubator, and then you do another incubator. But because you included the word incubator in your name, it's hard now to call it a masterclass. It's hard for you to call it a toolkit. Now, all the examples I showed you earlier in the training, 10x, 100x, advance your reach, unleash the power within, uncloned, and 1K one day. All of them had nothing on the outside. So they could decide to do multiple things, summits, conferences, events, retreats. Their name was expansive and not limited by a one-time event. So when you're selecting the right name for your programs, keep in mind, is this going to be a one-time program? If so, maybe I want to name a movement and then put programs inside of it, books, toolkits, digital assets inside of it people can download and buy, like on the Uncloned Marketing website, for example. Okay. It's important. You start with the end in mind. What is it that you ultimately want to accomplish? If you want to build a massive movement and do local events, then you probably want to do something like what Pinky Promise did back in the day before all of that scandal hit. What Pinky Promise was, it was a nationwide movement of women that kind of took a commitment to abstaining from sex until marriage. And literally, they would just kind of, it's like, sisterhood. And they had local meetups in different cities, the sisterhood. They had local meetups, and it was amazing. It was amazing the way this woman, like she was doing an event in Atlanta. I went to her event in 2015. It was the first time I flew anywhere. It was when I went to her event. Okay. Pinky Promise Conference, Pinky Promise Sisterhood, Pinky Promise Membership. What is the name of the movement? And then let the programs come forth based on the need of the people that are attracted to it, based on the need of the people that come, the clients, the customers, the fans, the followers, right? The members, the free members in the group. What is the need they have? And you can almost determine the need without needing to ask. How do you do that? You engage. When you're intentional, kind of know what their need are, because they came because they want to lose weight, or they came because they wanted to build a movement, or they came because they wanted to increase their influence, or they came because they want to make more money. So you kind of do know a little bit about their needs. But by you engaging with this group, doing more and more and more with this group in terms of creating phenomenal content, value, listening to them, looking at their questions, all of this to say, you could literally create a name that is very open and have the programs, the different things that you sell in it be the different variations. You don't need to limit your growth by naming a movement the name of a program instead of naming a movement with expansion in mind. Name with expansion in mind. I'm going to go to the next one. Okay. The result when it comes to communicating your message to the marketplace, you will attract like-minded people based on the energy and the name that you create. Let me give you an example. Stop the share. I think that's the last slide anyway, so let me go ahead and exit. Yep, that's the last slide. Yay. Okay, we got through all our slides by 12 o'clock. Let's run it a little bit. When I say you will attract like-minded people based on the energy and the name that you create, if you decided you're going to do a summit, you're going to get people who want to be in the summit. If you decide to do a mastermind, I didn't even cover the word mastermind. Oh my God, that's probably one I should have covered too. If you decide to do a mastermind, then you're attracting leaders who want to be around other leaders. And the mastermind price point is different based on the energy of that as well. You're a leader that wants to attract more leaders. I'm telling you guys, if you're doing a mastermind. And so having the right name and attracting the right people, you want to make sure that in the naming process that you ultimately look at who you want to attract. Who do you want to attract? Are they professionals? Have they been in corporate for 15, 20 years? Then you might want to create a network versus a membership. Because people want to be a part of really phenomenal networks that are active, engaged, and provide value. You are a movement maker. The type of movements, the way that you move, the people that you attract all play into the name. So this has been day number 1, what's in a name. I am going to look at the Facebook group, because man, this has been good. All right, let's do this. Okay, I see it. Listen, we're done with this one. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up today and say this. If you have not yet joined Tea Like a Boss, you can still join. We're going to be meeting tomorrow, and we're going to be meeting on Thursday and Friday just for this first week. Yesterday was our first meeting, and we went through part number 1. So part number 1 of understanding creating a winning design and the messaging, the language, the mindset that goes into it in order to launch movements. Like today, we're going to talk about really how you're making people ambassadors, and the way to do that from a way that removes ego, right? So I'm excited to be able to help you do that for those of you that joined the VIP. So we're going to cover that on tomorrow. Sorry. We're going to cover that on tomorrow. What I want you to do, I want you right now, and can you drop that link one more time, Ryan? I want you to go to T Like a Boss, read the testimonials there. There's quite a few testimonials already. TLikeAboss.com. And when you go there, let's tap in. Let's get real. You got to join this week if you want to be on the live, the 2 bonus trainings we're going to do for our VIPs. But you also get access to be in this room with me. Right now, there's nobody in the room with me, so I will not be remaining in this Zoom after we're done. But if there was somebody in here who wanted to ask questions, it's only like 8 or 9 VIPs so far. I think it's only like 8 VIPs. If there was a VIP or even a couple in the room, I would stay in here, because VIPs get the ability to be in the Zoom with me while I'm training, so they can ask questions and I can answer their questions after the training. For those of you who are at work and you're watching the replay, just know 8 p.m. on Thursday and 8 p.m. on Friday, you want to be in the room so I can speak life into your business, help you shift. For those of you who are watching this 3 months from now, you get that opportunity every Tuesday night. You get that opportunity every Tuesday night. And the larger this group grows, we'll always prioritize our newer members for the Tuesday night meetings, because that way everyone gets a chance to just have their business looked at, maybe even get an audit, that kind of thing, right? So with that being said, I am excited. I'm going to go and we're going to shift. So that's it. That's it. That's a wrap. Let's go ahead and start this recording. I'll see you guys in day number 2.